wanted to thank everybody for coming on at the last minute. I know this was an impromptu meeting, and I thought it was very important that we update the community. And thank you to our council president, Ms. Patricia Rump, for putting together the flyer and making sure the word got out. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, I would like to bring on, because we have several speakers tonight, and I would definitely like to bring on our Orange County Parking Enforcement Division. We have with us Alan Marsh and Don, and I'm not sure who is going to give a brief update regarding our new parking enforcement ordinance and the fines that we just implemented.
Alan Marshall will, Commissioner, as well as Don Shank from the Sheriff's Office.
Okay, so Alan, we'll let you go first.
Alan needs to unmute his phone. Where's Alan? Okay, Alan, can you unmute your line or tell me your telephone number, please, Alan? Well, he can't tell me his telephone number. Let me just unmute. That's not him. That's not him. That's not Captain Marlowe. Okay. Okay. Can we hear Alan now? Alan? Unmute. Alan? Unmute. Unmute. He needs to unmute his line.
Miss Patricia, is he on? If he's not on, I know I see Don is on, and he probably could provide an update.
Yes. So where's Don?
Don is.
I see Don.
Yeah, he sent a message.
What's his message saying?
Alan, chat to enter hashtag 0480.
Wait a minute, 048004. Okay, I see that. Ask to unmute.
I think he's telling you the ending of his telephone number so you know what number he is.
Yeah, I see that, but he should be unmuted by now.
Nah, he's still showing muted on my end. Now he's unmuted.
Thank you, right, yes. Yes.
How are we doing, everybody?
Good.
All right, so this is Don Shank with the Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
All right, so we want to do a recap of the changes. The largest change deals with probably one of our larger issues, and that's the dual wheel vehicle issue. So we've really focused on the commercial use dual wheel vehicles, which really aligns with the code enforcement focus as well. There was an alignment of the definitions and actually what the prohibition is. So there's a lot better coordination between code enforcement and the Sheriff's Office now. So the vehicles that were dual rear wheel, now we're looking at commercially used vehicles, and those vehicles ran in different sizes all the way up to a semi truck. And one of the things that Alan pointed out during his presentation to the County Commission was the fact that a lot of these vehicles were being parked in on-street designated parking spaces, which we mostly find in newer neighborhoods where we get those recesses for vehicles to park, so they're off the actual travel lane areas. Mm-hmm. So we had those large trucks taking up more than one parking space. So we've dealt with that in a variety of ways, one of which is you cannot consume more than one parking space unless your vehicle has some type of add-on to support someone in a handicap type of need. But then also the prohibition says the dual wheel vehicles regardless of zoning, cannot be parked on a county right-of-way unless they're in the process of providing a service. So that can certainly facilitate an example that I used earlier today, a moving truck. But once that service is concluded, then they've got to vacate. Otherwise, they'll go ahead and they'll fall under the prohibition. So that's probably one of the biggest angst that the community has reported to the sheriff's office, as well as the Board of County Commissioners, their specific commissioners. But there's a multitude of changes, and I continue to report to have people take a look at Orange TV, BCC previous recording for September 1 to see that PowerPoint that Alan walked through with the Board of County Commissioners on that date.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Hello, Alan. Welcome aboard.
Yes.
Well, I was there before, and it kept telling me that I was muted by the host. There was nothing I could do but dial back in.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. That's okay. I caught the tail end. Don, did you bring them up to speed on some of the bigger changes that we worked through at the beginning of September?
Well, at this point, I've just touched on the dual wheel change and the fact that now really focuses on the commercial vehicle and synchronizing with code enforcement. The other areas, I'll go ahead and if you want to run with highlighting any others, feel free to do so.
No, Commissioner, as you remember, that dual rear wheel vehicle issue was a central issue for you back in 2019. You'd brought the issue to the board and really got our staff moving on it. You had huge numbers, pretty big spikes of issues out in the Orla Vista and Hiawassee Highlands and Pine Hills area. And so we're hoping, as I think Don went through, hoping that the higher penalty, if Don went through that, we've changed the penalty from $30 to $150 to try to dissuade folks from bringing those large semis into our residential areas. $30 didn't seem to be enough disincentive, and so we've raised it to $150, and we're hoping that will have a good effect on your neighborhoods. Probably the other biggest issue is expanding the tools in our toolbox to deal with sort of the concept of neglected vehicles or abandoned vehicles, and these are vehicles that, whether they don't have license plates, they're just left on the roads, or they don't have current registration, or they're under some kind of tarp or cover, and left on the roads for days or weeks or months and sometimes longer at a time. And we had a lot of problems dealing with those because of our county code didn't give us those tools and some other issues associated with the language in state statutes. And so we've made some changes that will help the sheriff's office both ticket and or tow some of these vehicles and get them out of our neighborhoods. That's probably the biggest of the, as far as the greatest number of issues in our county, because there are hundreds and hundreds of these situations existing in our neighborhoods around the county. Moving down one step in numbers is dealing with big vehicles like RVs and trailers. We're certainly not talking about storing trailers and RVs in our right-of-way any longer than they are needed, let's say, to do loading or unloading or preparing for a vacation. And so we've added in a prohibition for those types of vehicles parking or being just, in essence, stored in the right-of-way. So those are some of the biggest changes that we have. There are other smaller changes that we can provide your group in a flyer that we had put together. They're very common sense issues, like not parking in front of a mail delivery station, in essence blocking the mail from getting to a mailbox, and a few other changes that made sense. So what we're hoping is that over time, it's not going to be an instantaneous fix. These new standards, number one, don't come into effect until November 2nd, but they will take some time to slowly fix a number of the problems that we have around the county. And I know Don has talked to you a little bit already. He was an integral part in our work team, kept us on task, and he's really the face of this moving forward, his team of parking enforcement specialists with the Sheriff's Office. And I'd like to give him another minute to talk about what his staff do, and then also how best to contact them if the need should arise.
Yeah, one of the recommended methods I'm encouraging folks to use is the OCFL 311 app, because it allows a citizen to give us the best reporting of information along with a photo. So we have a good idea as to what we're going to be looking at upon arrival, and that helps us kind of strategize how we might go ahead and address the situation. And in particular, when we look at the dual wheel vehicle conversation, we might not have a violation of dual wheel, but we might have a violation of something else. And so having that photo is certainly of great assistance. Notwithstanding, the citizens can call the office, the traffic section directly. That's certainly always available. But I can tell you, based upon what we've heard from the citizens over the development time of these ordinance changes, these changes directly impact a wide area of problems that have been taking place for a while now, quite frankly.
So, Commissioner, that's all we have in a short report. And like I said, we can follow up with some materials out to anyone who can help us get the word out, since these new standards come into effect in about 30 days. Our hope is that in getting the word out, and actually Don was on, I believe, WDBO for a news interview today that will come out later, and we'll have a few more opportunities to get this out over the airwaves. But we're hoping that we educate some folks out there and they'll fix their problems before they become an issue on November 2nd. So we thank you for this opportunity to talk with your constituents and help us get the word out.
Commissioner? Can you unmute your phone?
Hello?
There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, good.
Yeah. No, Alan, thank you for that presentation. Thank you, Don, also. But Alan, can you go over just any specific outreach? Because we know outreach is very critical in whenever we put out a new ordinance or an ordinance change, and we've increased fees. And I do know that there is a plan for that outreach.
Yes, Commissioner, you're right. So we have our strategy with this was to put some news articles out. There's one on the county's web service right now on our newsroom page. We've made several presentations to the news media. Don has been involved with both of those. I believe it was Channel 13 did a live spot where they talked about some of the changes, and then also some radio coverage today with WDBO. Our social media team with the county and the social media team with the Sheriff's Office is also putting information out on the new code changes. I've written some short articles for our Neighborhood Services Division to place in their community newsletters that will be coming out at the beginning of this month of October, and then a larger spread coverage article that will be just after the ordinance comes into effect in early November. So we have a pretty comprehensive effort. We're going to keep at it. We've got maybe 15 and 30 and 45-day pushes of that information, because we had a good amount of time with 60 days to get it out there. And our county communications team has done a great job so far, but they aren't going to be taking their foot off the gas until after November 2nd.
Okay. Thank you.
Alan, also remember the rack cards that we have.
Yes, that's why I said we have a flyer that we had printed out, and what our staff with the Sheriff's Office and also some of our staff with code enforcement, since they're out and they're in our neighborhoods and in touch with our community, what they'll be able to do, we've designed this flyer. So it's an all-weather flyer that has all of the new standards on the back with sort of with a checkbox next to each one, and they can check it. And if there's a vehicle on the street, they can go up to the home and provide this information directly to the homeowner. Or if the vehicle is not associated with a particular home, they can put it under a windshield or affix it with a rubber band to the vehicle in an attempt to let the owner know that there are new standards coming. But either way, we'll have these rack cards, these flyers available in a lot of hands out there. I've got about 1,000 of them, so we'll be distributing them. We just got them 2 days ago. Get them out into the communities to get those specific standards, kind of have an awareness level in our neighborhoods.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. And I think next on our agenda, and I don't, Patricia, I didn't know if you wanted to open up for questions now
Yes.
or wait.
Yes, let's see if we can take a few questions now. Reference to
Okay,
this.
okay,
Thank you
great.
very much, yes. If you have a question, raise your hand or seconds. Okay, Ms. Roslyn, can you unmute your phone?
Okay.
Good, thank you.
What about water hydrants? Vehicles parking and blocking water hydrants, is that, was that addressed?
Vehicles blocking,
Go
vehicles
ahead, Tom.
blocking fire hydrants is already in ordinance. A 15-foot setback from a fire hydrant is required.
Okay, okay. And were there any, what about disabled vehicles parked on property?
Okay, that
Is
falls
there
under
any
code
change to that?
enforcement.
So if a vehicle on private property is deemed a nuisance, and that's under a different set of county standards that's enforced by our county code enforcement division. So if a vehicle has, let's say, is in a significant state of disrepair, and there's, our particular ordinance has a list of qualifiers there, but let's just say it's in a significant state of disrepair, that complaint would go to our county code enforcement division, and they have the ability to manage that through the county's Chapter 28 code for nuisances.
Okay.
Okay. And I have a question, Commissioner. So once the flyers are ready to go out, will we be able to get a copy of it so we could also put it in our newsletter? Once we send our newsletter out, or we can wait till November to be able to send something out?
No, I have that
I think-
available to you digitally right
That's what I
now.
was gonna say. I think Alan has it right now, if you needed a flyer.
Okay,
Yep, all I need is contact information, and I can get it out to you.
okay, perfect, thank you. Are there any other questions before we move on? Okay.
Are you able to share the flyer, Patricia? I emailed it to you.
Oh, the flyer. I'm not sure if I want to try that, Rose Nancy, and lose this Zoom call. If it's on
Okay.
my desktop, it'll be something different, but to go on my email, I don't want to try that right now. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Thank you. Okay. Commissioner,
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Now we have, I guess, our public safety update and the National Night Out that's coming up. And we have Captain Tony Marlowe.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. In reference to public safety, I'm sure many of you are aware and or concerned about some of the recent shootings that have been happening in and around the Pine Hills area. Most recently, or the frequently, that one that stands out the most is we had a 3-year-old that was killed on the northern end of Pine Hills related to some gun violence. And I think, I know we at the Sheriff's Office, I know many of you in the community have a sense of outrage because now it's starting to affect, some of the youth. Some of this is senseless acts of violence, people that have disputes and have decided to settle those disputes by engaging in gun violence. Well, the Sheriff's Office, we're going to continue to do what we're doing. Our cops units that's specifically for Pine Hills, they take guns off the street every day. And, you know, we still have these incidents that are occurring. So this is not a situation that law enforcement is going to be able to deal with on our own. We need help from the community, and we would ask you all, you know, you always hear that see something, say something, but I think it's time for the community to start doing something. When you see, and what you can do to help us is, if you know of any information about any of these cases, there's a variety of ways that you can call and maintain your anonymity, you know, through the crime line. There's rewards out for some of these cases, but we really need the community to step forward. If you see individuals with guns, openly carrying guns, that are young, that you probably shouldn't be in possession of, and we need to know those things, and we would like to know so that we can come out and try to address it. And I'll take some more questions, you know, if anybody has any, after I go over the National Night Out. But before I get there, as far as our overall crime numbers, we're down 11%. The only increases that we've seen are in our persons crimes that are related to the shootings that we've been experiencing. In reference to National Night Out, it's going to be on Tuesday, October the 6th. It will be all virtual. You can look on our website, ocso.com. If you scroll down, there is a National Night Out section that you can click on to look at some of the virtual activities that you can do leading up to the National Night Out, as well as what you can expect from the Sheriff's Office on National Night Out. Neighborhoods can, there will be a mural contest where neighborhoods can work together to paint a theme mural while maintaining your social distancing. And we really look forward to everyone, you know, coming and joining. I think we have about 4 neighborhoods in the Pine Hills community that have already signed up. If there's any more out there, we would encourage you all to encourage those neighborhoods to sign up. And one other note of something of interest that's going on in the community, we received several complaints from the community in reference to impromptu after-hour spots popping up where people weren't, you know, maintaining social distancing. They weren't wearing masks. A couple of them, we had a couple of complaints from Dream City, and we were able to work together with the fire marshal, code enforcement, to go out to those businesses, work with the owners to make sure that they were being responsible in the events that they were trying to have, and that was pretty much successful. So we also had a complaint from one of the residents on Hastings that we went out and met with a group of neighbors to address an issue with a neighbor, and we were able to resolve that. So there's a lot of things going on. You can always contact me with any questions. I think everybody has my contact information, but if not, I'll be able to share it. But if you have any questions about any of the topics that I discussed, I'll be happy to answer.
There was one question from Dr. Ann Richburg, and I could give her the information. She asked to provide the National Night Out website again.
Yes, it's OCSO for Orange County Sheriff's Office.com. And once you get to the website, scroll down, and there's 4 big blocks, and one of those blocks is for National Night Out. You can click to register, and it'll take you to all the information and the activities we have related to National Night Out.
Yes, and I just want to say it's just unfortunate about the shooting incident that's going on, and it does not represent who Pine Hills is. This is not who we are as a community. It's just unfortunate that it happened. So again, just like you said, we just as a group got to wrap our hands around this and get through this part of what's going on now in the Pine Hills community. And you all been doing a great job. I know we can get past this point as well.
Right. Well, thank you. But again, if you have any information that would lead to the apprehension of some of these subjects, you can, like I said, crime line is always available, or you can call the sheriff's office, and we'll try to make sure you remain anonymous if that's what you choose.
And Captain Marlowe, this is Commissioner Stiplin. Thank you again. And I was just made aware of a meeting that's happening on Thursday. I don't know if you guys are a part of that, or do you know anything about that meeting on Thursday?
Yes, ma'am. So Bishop Cabarrus is having a meeting at the church. It's on North Powers Drive. I think it's 5511 North Powers Drive. Not certain, but yes, we are aware of it. The sheriff is aware of it, and we are working together with them. It's the meeting it's called Enough is Enough community meeting, and it basically, the flyer says, in light of the spike in violence and crime within our community, join us to find solutions to save our sons and daughters. It's that meeting is going to be Thursday, October the 1st from 6:30 to 8. They're asking everyone that would attend to wear masks and face coverings are mandatory. For more information, you can contact info@cabarrus.org, and it's at New Life Church of God in Christ at 3311 North Powers Drive in Orlando. And I think the teens are welcome. So if you know anyone from the community that would like to attend, it sounds like it's Pastor Cabarrus is trying to organize something so that we can do something about some of this violence that's going on in the community.
What's that time again? I'm sorry. What's that time again, please?
6:30 to 8:30, and I'll text it to you, Ms. Rump.
Thank you.
And I know he'll stream it. It'll be streaming live also.
Okay.
I think they're gonna stream it live on Facebook. But in addition to that, I talked to him this morning, and he was saying something about a task force. Is that going to be through? You didn't hear anything about a new task force being formed, right?
As far as through the sheriff's office, not yet. But that's not to say that, I know the sheriff has been in contact with multiple members of the community. So it may be in the works. And I know the meeting is Thursday. And so I have a follow-up with the staff director in reference to some direction from the sheriff. I know the Sector 1 Captain Joe Carter is also aware of the meeting, and he may be aware of a task force, but I'll follow up with the sheriff to see if we're involved in it.
Okay.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do anyone have any questions for Captain Marlowe before we move on?
I just have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Captain Marlowe, it just seems as if this gang activity just hit us.
Mhm.
Is this something that was going on all the time? Is it just that it was just dormant? What happened?
No, I think there was this originated from some local rap artists saying something about the other group, and it took it to the next level where they started engaging in gun violence. So yeah, these individuals all have been around our community, but it hasn't risen to this level of violence. So I don't know. I mean, it's one of these things where, we've got to find a way to reach our young people and help them make better choices of how to settle their disputes, or, how we can work together, because, like I said, this is, these individuals, they're around, but they haven't resorted to any violence like we've seen.
So is it too early to tell that it may have been, they're sort of cooling off a little bit? Is that too early to make that assessment now?
No, well, obviously, we have, an investigation going on into the groups. So the sheriff's office is taking measures to address the individuals that we know are involved. And we hope to, at the appropriate time when our investigation is done, we'll make the public aware of all the good work that we've done behind the scenes that you may be aware of or you may not be aware of.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Any more
All righty,
questions?
thank you, Captain. Okay, thank you, Captain. And now one of our most anticipated projects, we have Geisen, who is going to give us an update about our Orange County Multicultural Center. And Geisen, are you unmuted and are you ready to go?
What is Geisen's number?
I thought Geisen was on.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, good.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself using *6.
Thank you, Geisen.
It's no problem. And before I get started, I appreciate the captain and all this good work with these with these inner city youth, and we're trying to get down to the bottom of this violence. My son's good friend was the young man that got killed that was going to get ready to go to college, and it just devastated him, and it devastates me to see this. So I'm so happy that you guys are on top of all this stuff, and I look forward to hearing all the good work you guys have done. But getting on to the Multicultural Community Center, we've good news, Commissioner. We've been in contact with the contractor for our first phase of the project, and we should have them under contract within the next week. Our phase 1 of this project is going to be the restoration of the exterior shell of the building, which is located on the corner of State Road 50 and Hiawassee. It's the old Goodings grocery store. Also, what we're doing is we're going to be doing some exterior landscaping and hardscaping and reconfiguration of the parking lot in anticipation for our phase 2 of the project, which is the interior build out of the actual community center itself. Currently, right now, for our phase 2 project, we're at 90% design documents, which means we're very, very close to a complete set of documents that we can then put out to the public for solicitation and receive bids on that project, which would more than likely happen within the next 2 months. I think we have scheduled. As far as going back to phase 1, you'll start to see construction activities begin within the next few weeks to let you guys know that we're rocking and rolling for this particular project. The community center itself is, I want to say, it's just a little north of 16,000 square feet. It will consist of classrooms, community computer labs. There'll be service offices available for the public to receive different services throughout the community. We'll have a grand ballroom that will rival any community center in the county. Okay. The facade of the building is going to just liven up that particular corner and that particular area. And I am so excited about this. And I've been working on this since its infancy, and I can't wait to bring it to you guys. You guys have any questions, or Commissioner, do you have anything else you want me to go over?
I forgot. We've been meeting Tuesday. We had over 200 and something entries for the artwork, and we finally got the artist in the mural. I wouldn't say it's a mural, but it's a great art piece. I think that represents the community, and also, and the good thing about when Geisen talked about the ballroom, multi-purpose room, and I call it an auditorium because we're going to have like a full stage where we have curtains and back rooms. And so we really are pushing for state-of-the-art something that we can be proud of, something that will be, of course, a pillar for the community. So in Geisen, I must say hats off to Geisen, because while, you know, we have staff and there's so much going on, that he has been so dedicated to making sure this project stays on track, that we, you know, that we don't deter and forget that this is important while we're, you know, dealing with COVID and the economy and all that's happening. But I really want to say that Geisen is our right-hand man, and he is there making sure that this project continues. So thank you, Geisen.
There's no problem, Commissioner. This is something that's gonna be the pride of this community. It really, we have spent a lot of time to make sure that we are inclusive of our multicultural residents that are in the area, and you'll see that throughout the exterior of the building as well as the interior colors. I mean, we selected colors, we selected tile, we selected flooring, we selected. I mean, it's just we've dedicated ourselves to this project in this community. I think everybody's gonna love it.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, you know, we have a computer. We have a coffee. We have a coffee nook, a coffee shop for everybody, right, Commissioner? We have a coffee shop.
Yeah, we have the cafe.
A cafe, yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, it's gonna be a place where you can come visit, you can read a book, you can come sit outside. I mean, it's gonna be wonderful. It's gonna be wonderful.
Will we be able to see it in the different stages, or just when it's done?
No. What you'll see when you pass by the project site itself, there's a fence, but you'll be able to see the development offhand with the exterior work that we're going to do in our phase one. You'll see the outside, you'll see the planters, you'll start seeing the reconfiguration of the parking area, and then what you'll see on the exterior of the building is we're putting a new facade on the front, which it protrudes out with perforated corrugated metal panels that have they have multiple colors in them, and they have lights behind them that that'll shine up and brighten up that area at nighttime. And the exterior paint of the building will have palm tree leaves, and we'll have Pine Hills written on the side, and we'll have it's going to be a very, very nice building. And I'm going to spend every penny that I can of our budget that we have on this project to make sure that I give the community what it deserves.
Thank you.
Commissioner, I'm sorry. When it is ready to open, Commissioner, are we going to have a party?
Oh, you know it. Definitely. I think Geisen, we're pushing for 2021, right?
Okay.
Yeah. We're looking for very, very early 2021 or very, very late 2020. So
okay.
We're doing everything that we can, Commissioner.
Wow.
To push everything as fast as we possibly can. I think that we can get aggressive with it with the right contractor, the right management, and a little bit of grace from the Lord. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I got a question.
So we're excited.
Yes, ma'am.
I got a question. Also, the Pine Hills Community Council been putting off for years to have an annual event, an annual banquet. And the problem has been that we've not been able to find a facility. So the way that you just described the facility, will we be able to host something like that? The Pine Hills Community Council host an annual event?
There's no doubt in my mind that you'll be able to do what you need to do inside this building. We also have a warming kitchen that's in there where you can have caterers come in and they'll have multiple warming racks. This is, this will be, you can have wedding receptions there. You can have church service there. You can have concerts here. There's multiple things that you can do. And we even have the opportunity to I have outside events as well, where we can lead out of the side of the building gate that section off, and we can have an overflow that where we can have parties inside and out. I mean, it's going to be a great, like I say, a great service to the community.
Okay, good.
Because Dyson and I, we meet with different groups almost every week, right, Dyson?
Yes, yes, ma'am. It seems like we meet a lot. We meet a lot. We definitely meet a lot. All of our plannings are they're kind of coming to a head right now, and we're going to start putting shovels in the ground, and we'll start to see everything.
Good.
Who's calling?
Someone has to mute themselves. They're having a
one moment, please.
different
I'm in a meeting.
conversation.
Hold on, I'll get it. Oh, no, it's okay. He's in another room.
Is there any other questions?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm excited. I from the enthusiasm in your voice, I'm ready to throw an event there.
It's gonna be nice.
I had my family reunion up here, I believe, last June, and the only place I was able to find to facilitate my family was the senior citizen pavilion over in off of Bruton, I believe that is. So the fact that we have
The
someone
Smith
closer,
Center.
yes, I believe that was the Smith Center. It is.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe that our grand room is about 6,000 square feet or something like that.
Wow.
It's almost twice the size of Holden Heights, if I'm not mistaken. If you guys are familiar with Holden Heights,
Yes.
and it's probably the clear story on there. What is that about? Maybe it's going to be about 50 foot tall, probably,
Yeah.
Commissioner, and
Yeah.
it's going to be it has a clear story to where it would let natural light shine into the great room
ceiling.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah, from the ceiling. Yeah.
Hey, Commissioner, someone said on Facebook, I'm excited too. It sounds great. I can't wait to read my books there.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, we have furniture, state of the art furniture. We got it all. We tried to think of everything we possibly could.
These are the resources I like to see in our community. I'll just leave it on that. That's amazing.
Absolutely. I'm honored to be a part of this.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, no problem. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And next on the agenda, we have an update on the Hastings Street Sewer Force main, the relocation, drainage, and road improvement projects. And we have two of our county departments. We have our utilities and public works, roads and drainage, and we have Tad Parker, and we have Mayhew. So Tad, did you want to open up the conversation on what utilities has been doing?
Yes, Commissioner, we have Orange County Utilities has a preventative program. It's our R&R program. It's through engineering and with our field services division. And this project included the replacement of an asbestos cement force main that ran on the west side of Hastings. And we've had multiple leaks over the years with this force main. So our field services group, and we have Tom Stengel is on the line. He's our system manager of field services. They have a group that is actually able to perform in-house design and construction. So what they did is they isolated this force main. They have since replaced that force main. They relocated it to the east side of Hastings. They ran it about 700 feet to the north, and they have tied it into a gravity system. So the new force main is PVC. It has a much longer, I would say, shelf life or useful life. We don't anticipate any more leaks. They have grouted the existing force main under the road and should be finishing up the repaving where they've had to do some open cuts. Tom, is there anything you want to add on that as far as the force main replacement?
No, Taddy, you did a pretty good job. The restorations are going to be done over the next, starting I think tomorrow and moving into the next 30 days over on Arundel itself. But I think the Hastings part of the paving will be done this week, is what the schedule had for our contract paver.
Okay, so that's what we're doing. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I travel Hastings quite a bit, and so I'm trying to visualize in my mind, where is this work that's taking place? What's the cross street?
It's actually just north of 50, in between. It's alongside of the YMCA, and
Okay.
runs north to Arundel.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, and the other work that was being performed out at the intersection by the YMCA and Hastings Street is a roads and drainage project that has small utilities coordination. We've completed our design part, and I'll pass it off to Public Works if they want to give an update on where that project is coming along.
Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to combine the public works discussions, because we also have Raymond and Raymond Williams is the manager of our public works, and I know he's going to talk about the Pine Hills Road pedestrian bicycle safety improvement and gateway feature, along with Hadil. And also, but I first wanted to, I guess, Mayhu, you can address the panel about the public works, the Hastings Road and that portion of improvement and the projects that are going on, the road improvement. And then we'll go into the Pine Hills Road update.
Yeah.
So Mayhu, you can take it over.
Sure. Thank you, Commissioner. Just to let you guys know, we had received some flooding complaints along YMCA at Hastings, and we initiated a project in 2018. We finished the design. However, after we finished the design, we figured out that there were some utility relocation needed to happen. So we have completed those utility relocation coordination with the utilities division. And we have basically combined both the projects, the drainage improvement project and the utility relocation just south of YMCA. And that project will be bid out on October 1 for construction. And we are hoping to start, late December or early January with construction if we get good bids on this project. So project is already, the bid package is ready. We are just waiting on our new fiscal year to start this Friday and this Thursday.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this particular project will address the flooding situation in Arundel, Barry, Hastings, and there is a Lake Blanche in the back. We're going to clean up the lake also.
Which lake is this now, please?
What did you say, ma'am?
What is the lake that's in the back? What's the name of the lake?
The name of the lake is Lake Blanche.
Blanche, okay.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Yeah. So that basically connects to the canal we have on the south side of the lake. So we are connecting the YMCA system that we have, the Hastings system we have south of YMCA. We are upgrading it. And while we are upgrading it, in the end of the project, we have a small utility relocation. So utilities was good enough to work with us this year. And we have finished the design and it's ready to go on Friday.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Any questions for me?
Would there be in a road closure during that time on that Hastings area by the YMCA?
Yeah, there is a road crossing pipe they're going to upgrade. So yes, road will be closed for one or 2 days, but I think they will do partial closing. So you'll have at least one lane open to go through.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. That's all I have.
Okay. Does anyone else have any
Okay,
questions?
thank you.
Okay.
So we have Raymond and Hadil with regarding the Pine Hills Road pedestrian and bicycle safety improvements, and also the gateway feature update.
Sure. Yes, Commissioner. Thank you. So, Tadil Jordani from Public Works Engineering, and thank you for inviting us to update you guys on the project. Do you guys see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, as you're aware, we are now currently designing the Pine Hill Road Safety Improvement Project. Our project limit extends from Pine Hill from West Colonial Drive to Bonnie Bear Circle. As you guys know, this is the existing typical section. We have a sidewalk on both sides of the road. We have the through lanes, and we have the suicide lane in the middle, in the median there. But we are going to revise all this and update the road. Our project scope of work include reconstructing Pine Hill roads between Colonial Drive and Bonnie Bear Circle, and we will have we will have a raised median, and also we will have dedicated left-turn lanes to promote safety instead of the suicide lane in the middle. So when we raise the median, we'll have the left-turn lanes. We will be adding a 7-foot wide bike lane in each direction from Colonial Drive to Silver Star Road. As you guys see in the typical section, the top one, there is like these are the bike lanes, so we will have them separate. Like bikes will have their own lanes. Also, we will be widening the existing 5-foot wide sidewalk on the east side of the road to a 12-foot wide shared use path from Silver Star Road to Bonnie Bear Circle, and this will be part of the Pine Hill Trail. As also including our scope of service, providing intersection improvements for better access to the Pine Hill roads from cross streets, as well as adding crosswalk marking and updating all ADA feature within the corridor. Also, we will upgrade the roadway lighting, so it will be lighted. But the highlight of our project will be the gateway feature at the intersection of Silver Star Road with Pine Hill. As you guys see in the picture, like this is that's how we envision it to be. We will be adding the low wall as you see in here, and we will be adding some wayfinding signage as well as the gateway sign tower as you see in the picture. Also, we will be enhancing the crosswalk marking, we will be reconstructing the curb, and we will be adding a new mast arm signal. So the question comes, when all this will be done? Currently, currently we are at the 60% design submittal. We divided the project so we can go and try to construct the gateway features first, construction is expected to start by summer of 2021, while the construction of the safety improvement of Pine Hill Road is expected to start by the end of 2021. And then you'll have a nice road within your neighborhood. Nice, safe road. And that's it for our update, if you guys have any questions.
I do. I love what I see. You said
Thank
Bonnie.
you,
So will this project runs through District 6 and District 2?
It is because some of the corridor will be in District, majority of our corridor will be in District 6 and some of it in District 2 towards the end of the project.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Patricia.
Can we get a copy of this PowerPoint?
Of course, yes. Would you like me to email it to Patricia or what?
Yes, please.
Yes, you can. You can do that. Yes.
Sure, I will.
Adil, go ahead and send it to Commissioner Stiplin's office, and I'll share with all the community associations.
Sure,
Okay.
I will. Thank you.
Nancy. Very good. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So with that, I did want to mention that with this particular project, there was a delay And so I'm working with staff still, seeing how, you know, we could expedite some of this work. But I'm glad we're back on track, and we're trying to get this project completed as soon as possible, because, you know, we all know if you drive down Pine Hills Road, sometimes, you know, it's like a racetrack. You know, you think you're at the Indy 500 or something with some of these drivers. And so hopefully with some of that, eliminating and changing the design of what she mentioned was the suicide lane, where people would literally use the middle lane to go past cars. And so, you know, that becomes very dangerous. And then some of the, like I said, the speed that they do it's crazy, you know, that they would consider. And then we know Pine Hills Road, there's so many daycares, there's so much pedestrian usage on Pine Hills Road. So hopefully these improvements cannot come fast enough. So again, I would love to say thank you to our utilities department, our public works. We had Tad, Tom, and Mehu. Thank you. Thank you, Hadil. Thank you, Raymond. I think I saw Raymond on here. He didn't say me anything, but thank you, Raymond. Oh, thank you, Raymond. I appreciate the update. I really do. And so with that, I know those were the main topics that I wanted to cover, the main updates that I wanted to come and present to you guys tonight. And also, there are a few reminders that I would love to also express is the 2020 census. We know the deadline is just, around the corner? I mean, we don't have, I think the 30th, correct? September 30th is the deadline for filling out, which is tomorrow, which is filling out the census. So hopefully everybody has done their part. I know, you know, there is a lawsuit about extending that time, but we don't know how that's going to pan out. So we just need to go ahead and encourage those who didn't fill out their census forms to go ahead and do that. And they can go to the any of our Orange County community centers to fill out their census, or they can just do it online at census.gov. And also we have a virtual meeting on October the 7th, the Pine Hills NID meeting. And then we had another meeting October the 13th, which is the Pine Hills Community Council. That's of course, that's your meeting, Ms. Patricia, Ms. Chairwoman, Ms. President. So we look forward to that. And of course, we have the 17th, which is a virtual Orange County Virtual Community Conference. And that's on the 17th. And I will be having my mobile office, my virtual office hours on October the 21st. So anybody, if you want to meet with me aside from this meeting, and if you just want to sit down and discuss some things, I'm available, and I have those hours on October the 21st. So I just wanted to say thank you again, and Ms. Pat, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. And I want to say thank you for reaching out to the Pine Hills Community Council and wanting to put this meeting on. And Rose Nancy, thank you for staying on top of me and making sure that we got things done on time, and all the county staff person, thank you very much. And Commissioner Simplin, thank you for getting these projects done. I was really touched to see that the Pine Hills Road project is going to extend into District 2 as well. So, and I know this is your last terming out, so I appreciate but you have 2 more years, but I'm saying you'll be terming out. So I appreciate that you're working on these projects now, and you have been working on these projects to make sure that we are satisfied before you leave the seat. I really do appreciate that. With the Culture Center and everything that you've worked on so far, I sincerely appreciate that. Yes. So I don't know if anybody else.
Other than all of the county staff, you know, I'm trying to do all the thank yous because, you know, they work so hard and they've been pushed to the limit with this COVID. And also we have Jason Reynolds, and we all know Jason. I don't think Jason, can you say hi to us tonight?
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Commissioner Sipley. It's always a pleasure to work with your office to get things done in Pine Hills. I know on the call is Sam Weekly, the Executive Director of the Pine Hills NID, and possibly Allison Rice and Daniel Kilpinen, but we are dedicated to Pine Hills. We work closely with Commissioner Sipley. I mean, I've enjoyed this call as much as the residents of the community to hear about all the things that are happening right at the same time in regards to the parking, and then obviously a little bit troubling with the sheriff's office, but they're working on it, and then the public works projects, and then the pedestrian safety project. So thank you, Commissioner Sipley, for having us on this evening.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Jason. And you've been a staunch supporter of Pine Hills, and I think you have a love for the community that, that we really appreciate. Not only do you do your job, but you also love, representing the folks in Pine Hills and the residents of Orange County. So I really appreciate it. And congrats. I didn't know if y'all knew this, but Jason's a new father. He has a baby. So thank you, Jason. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, Commissioner Sipley. And thank you.
Yes, you're welcome, Jason. So, Ms. President, that was all I wanted to say.
Someone, okay, Rose Nancy put on here, want to ask Sam about the link station, this opportunity.
Yes, hi, how you doing?
Okay, hey, Sam.
I'm sorry, so you want to know about the link station. The latest update is that Lynx is going to be expecting to break ground in the beginning of 2021. So they have received a purchase order to move forward with finding a contractor to do the work. They are expecting to have a contractor in hand by February 2021 and moving dirt in March.
Okay. And for those that are not aware, tell them what the link station is going to be located.
It's going to be located at Belco and near the intersection at Belco and Silver Star, behind the Presidente Shopping Center.
Thank you. Y'all getting a lot of likes on Facebook. Say thank you. A lot of likes and love on Facebook. So I don't have any more comments. Again, thank you. I'm not sure if any other council member have a comment or we just close on out. I did notice that we have a couple of elected official staff on. Bruce Antoine, Carolyn Austin is on, and Representative Val Demings has someone on representing her. And so does Scott Randolph has someone on the call representing him. So I appreciate those that's on the call representing the.
And Landra was on too. Landra?
Yes, yes. Scott Randolph.
And also Jason did confirm that they did push the census deadline to October 5th. So thank you, Jason, for that update.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. We're good then. Okay.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yes. Thank you for your patience.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Congrats, Jason.